Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Rama. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari श्री श्री राधा माधव की जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय नाम संकीर्तन की जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Vnashtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna. We are very fortunate to have with us His Grace Chaitanya Avatar Prabhu. Prabhuji is the disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. In year 2008, Prabhu is passed out from NIT Surat by the preaching of His Grace Sitaram Prabhu and joined in Iskcon Juhu in the year 2008, and he served in Juhu and Bhiwandi and Surat, and now currently serving in Iskcon Attapur. And Prabhuji is the youth preaching coordinator head there and serving in traveling Sankirtan party and taking care of Brahmachari ashram and various temple related services. So we are very happy and fortunate to have him with us today for today's Bhagavatam class. Let us welcome His Grace Chaitanya Avatar Prabhu by once chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, I feel not at all qualified to come here and give any class, but when Shesar Madhav called me a few months back, I just refused it. I made some story. I am busy. Again, he called me, and I again requested that I am not the right person to come here and give class. But then I took this as an opportunity that I'll come and take darshan of all the devotees here, all the wonderful Vaishnavas in this temple, and I'll also get opportunity to pay my obeisances to the lordships here. So with that in my mind, I thought, let's go. Otherwise, I don't come much this side, just like you all don't much come to that side of the city. We don't come much to this side of the city. So I just felt that, okay, this is a good opportunity now. Classes to every day everyone hears, but I'll get an opportunity to take darshan of all great senior devotees. Grace Tarun Mohan Prabhu we have, Grace Gopal Prabhu, and Hare Krishna. So what I'll speak in assembly of all these great devotees, but I just thought I can take all of your darshan. That's why I came here. And the darshan of the deities, that's the only reason, truly speaking. I felt I should go because I'm not so well versed with scriptures, and regarding Prabhuji gave the instructions. I'm very junior. I got connected in 2007 when I was my first year of BTech NIT Surat. I joined after my graduation. That was 2011 in Iskcon Juhu, and 2021 I came with bus party to Attapur temple. Sitaram said there's inauguration and we need devotees to help with the inauguration services. So you all come. So we came in the bus to do inauguration. After inauguration, he said, stay here only. So that's how most of our devotees are from Iskcon Juhu. And we started spending most of our time in Iskcon Attapur. I still go back after every 2 weeks back to Juhu. Like again, after Narsim Chaturdashi, I'll go back to Juhu. So I'm not permanently staying here, but the other all bus party devotees permanently shifted to Iskcon Attapur. And Attapur is a baby temple. It's a child for all of you. So we always need all of your blessings to go on and whatever small we are doing. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, chapter number 6, entitled The Activities of Lord Rishabdev. And today verse number is 17. So because this is in, we can't recite this format, so I'll just read it out and then what meaning will do. यस्यामेव कव्यात्मानाम् अविरतां विविध वृजन संसार परितापोपत्यपयमानम् अनुसवनं स्नापयन्तस् त्वयेव परया निवृत्त्या हि अपवर्गम् आत्यांतिकं परम पुरुषार्थम अपि स्वयं आसादितं नो एवाद्रियन्ते भगवद्दीया त्वेनैव परिसम्पात सर्वार्थः. Word to word meaning, translation, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yasyameva, in which Krishna consciousness or the nectar of devotional service, Kavayaha, the advancement of learned scholars or philosophers in spiritual life, Atmanam, the self, Aviratam, constantly, Vividha, various, Vrijna, full of sins, Sansara, in material existence, Paritapa, from miserable conditions, Upatyamanam, Upatapyamanam, suffering, Anusavanam, without stopping, Snapayantaha, bathing, Taya, by that, Eva, certainly, Paraya, great, Nirvritya, with happiness, Nirvritya, with happiness, He, certainly, Apavargam, liberation, Atyantikam, uninterrupted, Param Purusha Artham, the best of all human achievements, Api, although, Swayam, itself, Asaditam, obtained, no, not, Eva, certainly, Adriyante, endeavor to achieve, Bhagavatyena, Bhagavatyena eva, because of relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parisamapta Sarva Arthaha, those who have ended all kinds of material desires. Translation goes like this: devotees always bathe themselves in devotional service in order to be relieved from the various tribulations of material existence. By doing this, the devotees enjoy supreme bliss, and liberation personified comes to serve them. Nonetheless, they do not accept that service, even if it is offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. For the devotees, liberation, mukti, is very unimportant because, having attained the Lord's transcendental loving service, they have attained everything desirable and have transcended all material desires. Purport: devotional service unto the Lord is the highest attainment for anyone desiring liberation from the tribulations of material existence. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Yam labda cha param labham manyate nadhikam tatha. Gaining this, one thinks there is no greater gain. When one attains the service of the Lord, which is non-different from the Lord, one does not desire anything material. Mukti means relief from material existence. Bilva Mangal Thakur says, Mukti mukultinanjali sevate asman. For a devotee, mukti is not a very great achievement. Mukti means being situated in one's constitutional position. The constitutional position of every living being is that of the Lord's servant. Therefore, When a living entity is engaged in the Lord's loving service, he has already attained mukti. Consequently, a devotee does not aspire for mukti even if it is offered by the Supreme Lord Himself. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagar Chatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaur Tushe Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrijvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Bhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pahavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So once again I consider this as a great blessings for me to come here and have darshan of all the devotees and their lordships. And with all your blessings, I seek all your blessings so that I can share something. I made some notes to share with all of you. So I thought maybe I can refer this also to make something meaningful or something which I remember from my previous learnings. So this is the chapter where we are reading about the activities of Lord Rishabdev. Lord Rishabdev is one of the incarnations, and after teaching to his sons, headed by Bharat Maharaj, then Lord Rishabdev, he renounced everything, he left everything, and he just started wandering to teach people in general and teach by his own personal example, especially to the mystic yogis, about how these mystic powers are so infinitesimal, I mean, not so of much use. Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maiya ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here, this verses here, it talks about today's verse as well as when we read tomorrow or whenever we read the next verse, it talks about the glories of devotional service and how performing devotional service is much higher than anything else. Outside mystic yogis, they want mukti, but much higher than, much better than mukti is devotional service unto the Lord. This is, we can consider, we can just think about it when I was reading this and thinking that even how many people are interested in mukti also. In this world, how many people know that they want to get liberated or they need mukti? Most of the population, even before I met devotees and heard the philosophy, I also never knew that there is something called mukti. We need mukti. We go to our relatives' house. I was born and brought up in Bihar, and I assume it is the same thing everywhere. So we'd talk our grandparents, grandmothers, they would just see any young boy or young girl, and they would say, we just want that you get married and we want to see grandchildren, and that is the all, we'll happily die after that. Just seeing the grandchildren and we'll happily die. That is our only desire. We don't want anything. We have done everything. Just get married and give us some grandchildren and we'll be completely satisfied. We'll happily die. So that is what we heard from the senior citizens in our villages and all. And at most, if someone died also, then after their name, before their name, they would add Swargavasi. Never after meeting devotees and going to some holy places, we started seeing, okay, Vaikunthavasi or something. But before that, most of the places I read this only, Swargavasi. So there was no idea that there is something called mukti or what actually will happen when we'll get mukti, and to get bhakti and then go on eternally serving Krishna. That was never a concept known. So that is how, unfortunately, is the scenario that this knowledge is so less known among the people. No one knows about this. I never knew Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead unless I met devotees. It was all like everyone was there in the village temple. Durga Devi, Lord Shiva, and we had Krishna also, Vishnu also. So everyone was there. So never knew. So it's all because of Iskcon devotees, because of Srila Prabhupada, and he put so much of efforts and he wrote these purports, which is enlightening us, where we are learning all these things. So we see most of the people in the world, they are busy in dharma, artha, moksha, dharma, artha and kama. It's like mostly about how to get more and more money, fulfill all their desires, and at most, in desire to get money or fulfilling their desires, whatever challenges are there. So for that, do some kind of dharma, like they go and somewhere different kind of doshas are there. So do some dharma to get rid of those doshas so that we can go on enjoying. Even if they practice yoga, the whole purpose of doing in today's world, the whole purpose of doing yoga is that how you can have a healthy body, a healthy diet. Everyone talks about asana, pranayam, and after that, the next is pratyahar, which no one talks about. That you stop taking lot of sense gratification, stop your sense gratification. So do pratyahar. All the yoga teachers, they teach asana, pranayam, everything to get a healthy body so that one can do atyahar. That's what they are teaching. Now your body, your senses will remain strong and you will have no diseases and you can go on enjoying. So how you can enjoy more? Even the topmost teachers of yoga, they just talk about having a healthy body, not like then you do pratyahar and then dharana, dhyan, samadhi. That is never even spoken about. So we are fortunate that we got saved and we got the opportunity. Devotees very merciful came in our life and gave these teachings in the scriptures. So here Prabhupada writes in purport that devotional service unto the Lord is the highest attainment for anyone, and for anyone, that is the highest thing. And devotees are not looking for mukti or just liberation. We read in so many of our acharyas, they sing in their bhajans. In fact, we start with our morning Shastakam we recite. So there we chant in the 4th paragraph, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadishakam. I don't want money, wealth, followers, women, prayers, nothing. To the extent not even mukti. I just want mam janmani janmanishwari. I don't even want mukti. Mukti means liberation from the cycle of birth and death. So I don't even want mukti. I just want mam janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhaktir ahituki tvai. I just want to be your devotee. Just want to be your devotee. Just want to do bhakti. And Srila Prabhupada translated bhakti as devotional service. So we have to do something. We cannot just like sit idle and say I'm doing bhakti. It's a service. So do something, some kind of activity for Krishna. One time, one devotee who learned some shlokas, and he was standing outside the room of Srila Prabhupada, and when Prabhupada was coming and going, then he was reciting the slokas very loudly, slokas of Bhagavad Gita, and he thought Prabhupada will be very impressed that I am reciting these slokas of Gita very loudly. But Prabhupada said, do something practical. Do some kind of practical service, just standing and reciting shlokas. So Prabhupada translated bhakti as devotional service, that do some kind of service. And that's how even all our acharyas carry the same mood in their prayers, in their bhajans. They also sing same thing, that I just want to be your devotee and I just want to do devotional service. Just like the bhajans, it says, Kit janma huwa jatha tuva das bahir mukha brahma nahi as. That even if I have to take birth, even if I become Kita Janma, even if I become an insect, I would like to be your devotee. I don't want to be Bahir Mukha Brahma. I don't want to be Brahma who is turning your face away. Janma bhi jadi ichhata more. If you at all you want to give me birth again, then give me birth in the family of a devotee. I would like to take birth. I beg to take birth in the family of a devotee. So in many of these prayers, our acharyas, they have just said that let there be more and more birth, doesn't matter. But what I am looking for is just your devotional service. Another bhajan, I think it's by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he says, Nahi magi swarga ara moksha nahi magi, nahi kari prartha kono vibhutira lagi. So I don't want swarg, I don't want moksha, nahi magi swarga, nahi magi swarga ara moksha nahi magi, nahi kari prartha kono vibhutira lagi. I don't want any opulences, I just don't want anything, I just want to serve you. Whatever birth I have, whatever, I just want to go on serve you. So that's what a devotee desires. He doesn't want anything because he just wants to serve Krishna. And if he pleases Krishna by devotional service, then what Krishna says that aham bhakta paradhino, I get conquered by my devotee. So if a devotee pleases Krishna, then he doesn't need anything because Krishna gives him everything. Liberation becomes a byproduct. We don't want anything. It just becomes a byproduct. Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, when he's defining the qualities of like what happens when you start performing bhakti, he says Kleshagni, Shubdha, and then what is after Shubdha? Kleshagni, Shubdha, Moksha, Laghukrit. So as soon as you start performing bhakti, Kleshagni, the material world, the forest fire, it calms down, things become auspicious, Shubdha, and Moksha Laghukrit. The mukti or desire for moksha, it becomes very, very that laghu. It just becomes very minimal. The devotee doesn't want moksha. He's not interested in it. So when acharyas have explained everywhere, we are still, and I myself, I'm still just practicing devotee, struggling with day-to-day Maya challenges. So there is no idea what is mukti or what is bhakti, but what we read in the Prabhupada purports and Prabhupada teachings, that how a devotee just wants to perform devotional service to Krishna. And Krishna reciprocates and devotee enjoys, he gets so much of pleasure that all these miseries of this material world has no effect on him. Prabhupada was so sick and devotees would say, Prabhupada, you need not to travel, you don't go anywhere, you just please be, in the one place, don't travel. And Prabhupada said, no, don't take my privilege to serve Krishna. He's going all around and preaching Krishna consciousness. He says, don't take that privilege to serve Krishna. We see His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, from last 2008, almost like now 17 years, his health is so bad, but he's so enthusiastic to serve. He's so much traveling around and so enthusiastic to serve. And when we serve these devotees, then only we can get opportunity to serve Krishna or get blessings of Krishna. I remember one time we were in Mayapur and it was almost 1 o'clock. We were rushing for darshan, but by the time we reached temple, it became just 1 afternoon and darshan closed. So now we had to leave by train, so there was no opportunity to take darshan again. But suddenly we started hearing Ulu Dhwani, What was happening? His Holiness Jai Padaka Maharaj is coming in the lift, for darshan. So again, all the doors opened for Maharaj to take darshan. So that was the kind of realization. You can only see Krishna through a devotee. If you have some great devotees are there, then because of them, Lord will again give darshan, and we had the opportunity to take darshan. So we see all these devotees, all these disciples of Srila Prabhupada, we can see that how much pleasure they have in practicing Krishna consciousness and how much they feel, how much they are enthusiastic that in spite of all the difficulties, all the challenges of health, they never give up. They never give up serving Krishna. They never give up any opportunity to serve Krishna. We have seen His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj that in spite of whatever time he would come to Juhu, night 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, he would just say, I am too tired, I am not going to come tomorrow for Mangala Arati. And if we go there, we will find him, he is doing Arati there. In spite of what time he is reaching to the temple, then when I was in NIT Surat studying, many times Maharaj would come to visit Iskcon Surat and go for preaching. So every time it's, December, especially marathon time, Maharaj would come. So cold weather, and Maharaj would say, my voice is not good, I will not able to give any lecture. But whole day he would have so many lectures. He would ask, okay, what is the next? And then he would go to so many houses of so many businessmen who would they will welcome Maharaj, and 5,000 Bhagavad Gita is sponsored, 1,500 Bhagavad Gita, Vidyadan. It's like 2 visits of Maharaj and Iskcon Surat would meet their quota of book distribution. Then they have to just do distribution in schools and colleges. So we would get exhausted because we would get opportunity to serve Maharaj in the Surat, especially because there was not many servants and not many brahmacharis. So we were in college, so we get a lot of opportunities to serve Maharaj, associate with him, go on walk with him, and we'd see that they would work on a completely different platform. In spite of having all physical challenges, health challenges, difficulty to speak, all kind of challenge there, but there is no break, there is no rest. Since morning, Mangala Arati, Japa, walking, Bhagavatam class, and then, meetings. The first meal would be maybe at like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, something like this. No, just go on. So we have seen this live examples of disciples of Srila Prabhupada, that how enthusiastic, exceptionally enthusiastic to serve Krishna. So that is their bhakti, and just go on serving till the last moment. Some of their lives we have seen till the last moment, they just go on offering their best service. So that becomes inspiration for me, especially when we see all these devotees, that how much pleasure they are getting and how much enthusiastic they are in performing bhakti. So all these material miseries have no effect on them. And as Srila Prabhupada writes further in the purport that gaining this one, yam labta chapram labham mannate nadikam tata. Gaining this one thinks there is no greater gain. When one attains the service of the Lord, which is not different from the Lord, one does not desire anything material. So we start doing service to the Lord, and we see miracles. So why do we need any kind of siddhis and all? Because Krishna is doing everything for a devotee. When Prabhupada was asked, show some miracles, Swamiji, show some siddhi, yogic powers. What Prabhupada said? You don't see all these hippies, they have become into devotees. Is it not a miracle? It's a miracle, now even in India, we try to convince people to take up Krishna consciousness. It is so difficult. It's so difficult. If we tell them to chant, give up bad habits, give up, follow 40 principles, it is like they feel that we have come from some alien world and we are talking something very unnatural, And for Srila Prabhupada to convince all these hippies and make them into devotees, not only make them into devotees, but make them work whole day and night to spread Krishna consciousness and convince them to do that. It's miraculous, all this hippies. So Prabhupada said, this is my magic. I have made all them into devotees. I have made all of them into Vaishnavas. So that is how as devotees, he just wants to go on serving and everything is achieved automatically. Everything just comes because Krishna takes the charge or Krishna takes the control of it, So I am not very like a very strong, powerful devotee, but we have full faith that it happens. Like whenever we are going for our traveling Sankirtan, and some of you also must have experienced that when we are traveling, we don't know where are we going to sleep this night, what is going to our stay place. But we are sure there is some place. We come to know at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., sometime even 9 p.m. and we get sometime, amazing locations. Like to rent such community hall, people will pay 5 lakh, 10 lakhs rupees. But we say we have come from Iskcon, allow us. They welcome. Please, Swamiji, come, stay. And when we go, then they give some donation also for the travel, further travel. So this is a very magical experience that how is Lord, some other people, they have to depend on so much of external things, but we just go on trying to do little bit service, not so expert also, not so like 100% Krishna conscious also. But everywhere, everything is taken care as if we are staying in the temple only, Every aspect is taken care from stay to prasadam, and it all goes smoothly. So we just see that how Krishna is working so miraculously, It's like someone may want to create all this with yogic power, but we don't have to do that. We just try to serve and Lord facilitates us so that we go on serving us. It's so amazing. So a devotee just wants to serve the Lord. We see in Ramayana, yesterday was Sita Navami and a month back Ram Navami. So in Ramayana we see that how this great devotee Jatayu, the last moment when he's very old and Ravan has kidnapped Mother Sita and Ravan is going and Mother Sita asks for the help from Jatayu. And Jatayu is so old, he knows that if he's going to fight, then he's going to die. That is 100%. If he fights, he's going to die. If he doesn't fight and if he remains alive, he can say, okay, let me remain alive. Lord Ram will come and I'll tell him what all happened. But he chose to fight. And it is 100% that if he fights with Ravan, he's going to die. But he chose, okay, at this moment of my life, although I'm going to die, let me take this opportunity to serve the Lord. So this is an opportunity in my life to serve the Lord. In spite, I don't have the ability and strength, and I'm so old, and Ravan is so powerful. But still we see Jatayu took this opportunity and made all his attempts to fight with Ravan, and as it was quite clear that he will leave his body, he will not able to fight because I am so powerful. But still he did not give up. He tried his best to serve Lord Ram in this way. So that's devotion, and we see how Lord Ram blessed, at the last moment when he's giving up his life. Personally, Lord Ram comes and does his last rituals. There's a beautiful place near Nasik. It's called Sarva Tirtha Kunda, where it's Taked. The name of the place is Taked. And if you go there, it's a beautiful deity of Lord Ram having Jatayu in his laps. And Lord Ram is also crying tears. Jatayu is also crying tears. So that is the devotion. That a devotee just wants to go on serving, doesn't want mukti, doesn't want anything, and he just wants to look for opportunities where he can serve the Lord. Look for as much as opportunities where he can serve the Lord. He goes beyond all this bodily limitations and look for more opportunities to serve the Lord. We see in this prayers which we sing every year in Kartik month. So Satyavrat Muni, he says that I don't want varam deva moksham na moksham vadhim va na chanyam vrineham vareshadapiha. Says, I don't want moksha. I just want to see your face. I just want to see your this face, which is like, Yashoda Maya is there and she's having her hands with a stick, and Krishna is very fearful. I just want to meditate on that. I don't want. And then further again he says that I want your bhakti. Just want your bhakti. So these great, great devotees, great, great munis, great Vaishnavas, they all just want to perform bhakti. Krishna can offer them so much if they wish, but they don't want. They just want to perform bhakti. So we see so many examples in our scriptures, in our devotees' life, that their desire is to just go on serving Krishna, and there is so much of pleasure. Right now we may not be feeling, maybe I am not feeling so much of deep pleasure and that sense of pleasure which we have seen in the life of Acharyas, but you understand, because right now there is a disease called jaundice. So if someone has a jaundice, then even if there's a big feast, that feast is not palatable. So there is some kind of material attachment. So that's why chanting, we feel sometimes dizziness or tired. But Srila Rupa Goswami says, when I am chanting, I feel that I should have thousands of mouths and millions of ears. Thousands of mouths and millions of, what kind of taste, pleasure they are getting. So it must be very, very higher and spiritual. So still for me to achieve that kind of, not to achieve, but to get blessed, so that experience the same kind of bliss. But that's what our acharyas have said, that there is so much of ultimate pleasure in serving Krishna, that everything seems very immaterial, everything seems insignificant, and no desire for any material benedictions, only just want to go on serving Krishna. We see in Caitanya Charitamrita, in this beautiful pastime of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya getting liberated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya earlier was a Mayavadi, but he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this whole chapter is there. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu liberates Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So they have all the discussion going on, and in their discussion, after some time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gets completely transformed and he becomes a first-class Vaishnava. And one day he goes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he says, I want to tell you one shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. He is sharing some shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, in this shloka, in this particular, where he reads this shloka that Brahma says to Krishna, Mukti Padesa Daibhak, So when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is chanting this sloka, so what he says? He says, Bhakti Padesa Daibhak. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears this, he says, what is this? You have changed the shloka of Bhagavatam. The shloka says, Mukti Padesa Daibhak, and you are saying Bhakti Padesa Daibhak. This verse is beautiful verse. We all can recite together. Tatte anukampam susamakchamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam hedvag vapuvir vidham namaste jivetayo bhakti padesa daibhak. So actually it is jivetayo mukti padesa daibhak. That's what is written in Bhagavatam. But when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is speaking to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he changes it. Instead of Bhakti Mukti Pade, he makes it Bhakti Pade Sadai Bhak. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately points out, in this verse the word is Mukti Pade, but you have changed it to Bhakti Pade. What is your intention? So reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, the awakening of pure love of Godhead, which is the result of devotional service, far surpasses liberation from material bondage. For though the averse to devotional service, merging into Brahman effulgence is a kind of punishment. Then he goes on speaking like this, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replies, the word Mukti Pade has another meaning. Mukti Pada directly refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All kinds of liberation exist under the feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is known as Mukti Pada. According to another meaning, Mukti is the ninth subject and the Supreme Personality of God is the shelter of liberation. Since I can understand Krishna according to these two meanings, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what point is there in changing this verse? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, I was not able to give that reading to this verse. Although your explanation is correct, it should not be used because there is ambiguity in the word Mukti Pada. So, upon hearing this explanation, the Lord began to laugh and with great pleasure immediately embraced Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya very firmly. Indeed, that person who had been accustomed to reading and teaching Mayavad philosophy was now even hating the word Mukti. This was possible only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that some Mayavadi completely got, not so many Mayavadis, Prakashanand Saraswati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and many other got completely transformed. They all were looking for Mukti, they all wanted to merge into some impersonal Jyoti, some liberation, but all this thing they gave up and they just became devotees. They just want to serve Krishna, birth after birth, birth after birth, birth after birth. So, because that is our constitutional position. That's our constitutional position. That a devotee, Jivera Swarup Hoy, Nitera Krishna Das. So always a servant of Krishna. So if we accept that and we just go on serving faithfully, sincerely, under the guidance and under the shelter of the Vaishnavas, then it's very easy for us to progress. And if we become little independent, then it becomes very difficult. So we have this good fortune that we all got opportunity to meet the devotees, shelter of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, and so many great Vaishnavas who have given this opportunity to offer some kind of service. And Krishna is not demanding so much. In Gita, he made it so simple. Patram pusham phalam toyam. If you can't do anything, just do fruit, flower, some kind of anything, as simple as one can start. But try to do something. And definitely we get so much of reciprocation, we get so much of experience of Krishna in our life. We try to take some step to serve and there is a reciprocation. One time, there are two connected pastimes, but one pastime that one time when Srila Prabhupada was asking his disciples, he was confronting them, why do you believe Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead? And someone saying, because it is written in the scriptures. Prabhupada said, I don't accept the scriptures. Someone said, it's written in Bhagavad Gita. He said, no, I don't accept Bhagavad Gita. So like that, he was confronting his disciples, arguing, why do you feel? Why Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead? And then one disciple said, yes, Prabhupada, because I can feel Krishna in my life. I can experience Krishna in my life. And Prabhupada said, yes, it is right. So another time, in another place, when Srila Prabhupada asked the same question, why do you, feel Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead? That the devotee knew that Prabhupada liked this answer, that because I can experience Krishna. The devotee said, yes, Prabhupada, because I can experience Krishna. Prabhupada said, no, because it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Because it is written in scriptures, that's why you should accept Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. But either ways, both the ways, either it is in scriptures or it is the experience of the devotee, we can see that how Krishna is so much reciprocating. Not only we have heard in the life of great devotees, but even in our day-to-day life, sometimes we experience this. A few days back in our temple, Sachinanda was telling me that the pujaris, they had offered to Radha Madhav, they decorate sometimes, they put bunch of grapes in pagadi or hair. So he was just thinking, oh, it is so nice if I get this as Mahaprasad when it was in Shringar Arati. So in the night, if pujari removes and gives me, it is so nice. He just thought like this. And in the night, when the night dressing is done, and some other coincidentally, he met the pujari. He says, Prabhuji, I got these grapes for you. We offer to the Lord today. So he just shared with me that how we all have some or other. That's why we all are sitting here and practicing. Otherwise, if there was no experience, we would have just gone away and tried something else. But we all have some kind of flashes in our life where we have seen that how performing this bhakti, Krishna is also reciprocating with us through the devotees, through the our spiritual masters and all this Vaishnav community, and the whole experience gives so much of jubilant, so much of pleasure. We feel so much of enthusiasm, this whole experience. So why one would give up this and go for something impersonal light where you don't know what is going to happen and what kind of experience going to happen. It's very unclear, hazy, and then sometimes it is very fearful also. So the safest place is in association of devotees. And if you want to experience Krishna more, then as Prabhupada said, take some anxiety, take some more responsibilities, and take some more challenges. And taking these challenges, these responsibilities, some anxieties, then we can experience Krishna more and more and more in our life. I got this opportunity to serve in temples like Iskcon Bhiwandi and Iskcon Attapur, and these were both like baby projects starting from nothing under the leadership of His Grace Sitaram Prabhu. And it was all seeing so much of miracles happening. Can't imagine how this just happened, how did just that happen. Not in our capacity to do this. We were planning to extend Iskcon Attapur temple. We had behind plots available, but we started, the amount we needed was 7 crores and we started raising funds. Someone is giving 5,000, someone is giving 11,000. We thought by this, if we go, it will take 2 decades to reach 7 crores. But one very great gentleman, who is the lineage of the same gentleman who donated this land, he came and said, I will sponsor, I'll give. Just put the whole money, and within a few days, everything became the ownership of Shri Shri Radha Madhav. So it's all miraculous. And we never knew him before, we never approached him. He on his own came to the temple to see what is going on here. So like that, I'm sure you all must have much more experiences in your life, that when we are trying to perform bhakti yoga, we see Krishna's reciprocation, which gives us so much of happiness and pleasure, and it takes us beyond all this material miseries and material existence, and we just go on serving. We have live example in this temple. We get regular association of His Grace Radhe Shyam Prabhu, and with all physical challenges, sometimes his voice has a challenge, sometimes his back, but he's unstoppable. Unstoppable. Very mercifully, he comes even to Iskcon Attapur, and we want to learn from him. I will ask you something, but he will glorify us. Doesn't allow to say anything. He will just glorify us, and he will say, we have to learn from you, but I feel so embarrassed, and he's so great, and we have to learn so much. I mean, unstoppable in service of Krishna. So all these, so many examples we have to take inspiration and go on practicing, and forget, of course, just go on practicing and serving Lord, and just be in the Keval Ananda Kanda, just be in the bliss. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Prati Padam Purna Amrita Swadhanam. So that's how it's Krishna consciousness, full of bliss. Hare Krishna. So any corrections? Kindly guide, kindly correct. No. I just came to have your darshan and get blessed. So any corrections, anything, please. I have this much only to offer. I don't have much to say.
Prabhu, you can share 1-2 experiences of your traveling Sankirtan. Any
I in I was in when I was in Juhu and serving. We were just part of the IYF team and doing youth preaching programs. I don't have like decades of experience, but since with your permission, just someone to experience it. So I would see regularly lot of videos of, there are two groups. One is Harinam Mandir. It's a YouTube channel of devotees who do a lot of Harinam. And there's one more. What is that? Uh, one more is there. I'm just not remembering. So there are two groups who have make lot of Sankirtan videos of devotees. So I used to see that and would say, this is something really very fascinating, because when we are doing youth preaching, it takes years and years and years, and we have to go with a lot of strategies, which is also important. And that's how I also came to Krishna consciousness with all kind of starting with Sankalpa, Spurti, Utkarsha, Nishtha, and step by step. So, but when I would see those videos and mystery of the foreign world, so it's they are really, very dynamic. Suddenly people join them, start dancing, and a lot of bliss and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, Sankirtan, and a lot of Sankirtan happening. So there was always some desire. Unfortunately, His Grace Sita Prabhu also uh, tried many things and it was not working out. So he requested Juhu, because the bus party of Juhu, they had a bus party whose old bus they rejected. It was already 15 years, so license over. So they bought a new bus. So Prabhuji told, old bus you give me, I will try for some time. So they went to RTO. 15 years was already over. Your vehicle pass only for 15 years, RTO permission. So they extended it for more 5 years and they gave it us as the Mahaprasad of Iskcon Juhu. So it was a rejected bus, and Prabhuji took us in that bus, and that was 2015 December, and we started going around for the various places, performing Sankirtan, book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan. So it was very interesting, as I said, that we would go to the places and people would meet and they say, we are looking for this book, waiting for this book. So one time we were in Hubli. No, there's a city. Yeah, just before Hubli, we were in one city and we did lot of evening book distribution. And the next city we were going to stay was Hubli. So we went to Hubli and we didn't know where to stay. So the easiest way is nowadays in Google. So write on the Google nearby community halls. And one community hall came, Vaikuntha Community Halls. So just call this guy on the phone that say we are from Iskcon, we are 30 devotees, want to stay overnight. We don't know him, he doesn't know us, only we are from Iskcon. Said, okay, I'll call you back. Then he called back after 2 minutes, said, yeah, you can come and stay, and he gave his location. We went to that community hall. It was a 5-star AC community hall. I said, how many rooms you want? He said, we don't want rooms, we are happy to stay in the hall. They were so surprised. I said, what? Why did you allow us? He said, after you call, I called my friend. I said, some Iskcon people want to use my hall. Should I allow them? He said, yeah, Iskcon devotees, you can give them, no problem. So he gave us. And when the next day we did our cooking and we wanted to go for Harinam, we said, thank you, sir, we are going. So he said, where are you going? So he said, we are going towards this place called Hampi. That was our trip. And anytime we do a bus party, we start from Attapur, we keep a ending location as a holy city. So Hyderabad to Hampi, Hyderabad to Dwarka, Hyderabad to Rameshwaram, like that, Hyderabad to Haridwar, Rishikesh. So he said, okay, I'll sponsor the, your fuel. We gave 10,000 rupees donation also for our fuel. We were in Hampi and we were doing kirtan and book distribution. So we went first time, we don't know the places. We hired a guide. And this guide was taking to us various places. It was the month of the September. And it was raining heavily. So I asked that guide, it rains so much in Hampi or what? And how long it will rain? We want to go and visit places. And he said something which I was like shocked. He said, Swamiji, you all came and did Sankirtan, now that's why it is raining so much. Since in my life I have never seen so much rain in Hampi as much I am seeing this time. I could not relate to it. We have read in the scripture so much that if you do Sankirtan, rains come. And it was raining and I am thinking, why it's raining? We have to go to various places and, do kirtan, do book distribution and see all these holy sites. And the guide is telling, Swamiji, you are doing kirtan, that's why it is raining so much. I was just thinking that how much our culture, people, they have some idea. It's like we just have to go there and ignite it. But people have some idea. So it was very enlightening experience to hear from someone who is not a devotee and saying like this, Swamiji, you have done kirtan and that's why it is happening. So one time we were going for book distribution and we started from Juhu and we came to a place called Manor on the highway. It already became 5 p.m. and we thought we'll go for book distribution. Now we have to prepare our evening prasadam. And we prepare our evening prasadam. It will take 2 hours because there were almost 25 of us. At least 1.5 hours will go. Then when we will go for book distribution, when we'll do Harinam, the whole evening is wasted. So we thought, okay, on the way we saw one temple. We said, okay, let's stop in this temple. Let's start cooking. So our devotees went and talked to the temple pujari that we want to cook here and we were thinking now, so it's already 5 p.m. 2 hours will go cooking, cleaning, preparation, and 7 o'clock when we go to the market, it will be all closed. So then say, Swamiji, you all have come. Today we have done a very special puja to our Radha Krishna deity and we have a big bhandara. You don't have to cook anything. We have everything without onion garlic offered to Krishna. You please take it. This was another, Lord is facilitating. We want to serve. And there's everything ready, puri, sabji, rice, dal, all cooked without onion, garlic, offered to Krishna, ready for us just to honor and go and do book distribution. So every day is experience, Prabhuji. It's not like 1, 2, every day is experience. But after Iskcon Athapur came, this became very less. Earlier we would be 6 months out, lot of time out. But right now we are again into buying lands and making buildings. But we are trying, you bless us that we go more out. Right now our bus is roaming more within the boundaries of Hyderabad only. We wish to go. We have Nityan Sampo, he goes much more than me every single day. And we seek your blessings that we are planning for distributing more and more Bhagavatam sets. So you bless us so that for Bhadra Purnima we do a lot of, earlier we were doing Bhagavad Gita on the signals, then our devotees said, lot of Bhagavad Gita we did, now let's start Bhagavatam. And miraculously every day 3-4 Bhagavatam goes on the signals. And people pay also. Full Lakshmi for the Bhagavatam. I don't know how it happens. Maybe this place, the Prabhupada has touched it and it has blessed it. So it's very miraculous that within few minutes the guy says, okay, give me how much? We say, make a donation, 10,000 rupees. Oh, okay, fine, take it. So every day couple of Bhagavatam sets are going on signal is, I think it's all blessings of all of you and Prabhupada's blessings that in the April month, the devotees did 50 Bhagavatam sets. And in the month of May, in last 6 days, almost, I think 18 or 20 Bhagavatam sets have been distributed. You bless us. No. I need all of we need all of your blessings. Should not happen that our service should not be like a flashlight. It's there and over. Should be a sustainable, consistent, round the year going service, and for that it's only possible with blessings of all devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Please bless us. Need your blessing.